Hey there, today I want to talk about the Nikon N65, also known as the F65 if you're outside the US. Watch me fling this thing out of my hand. It is so light. Anyway, I recently picked one up and I figured I'd share my experience with it. The good, the bad, and the not so great. Or maybe even weird. Take a picture. First, let's hit a few quick specs. It was introduced around 2001 as an entry-level film SLR. The body is mostly polycarbonate, which is a fancy way of saying plastic, as you can tell. It's super light though, about 14 ounces, or 395 grams. Shutter speeds range from 1/2000th of a second all the way down to 30 seconds, plus bulb mode. Flash sync is at it's exactly 1/90th of a second. It has manual, aperture priority, shutter priority, program mode, complete and full auto. You could set it like specifically for portraits and landscapes and macro and sports and night vision or night photography. So it's got all the modern stuff that you would expect from even a digital camera. It uses Nikon's multicam 900 autofocus system, which gives you 5 focal points and autofocus assistant lamp for low light. The metering system includes TTL matrix metering and center weighted metering if you're shooting in manual. It supports DX coated film from ISO 25 to 5000. Power comes from 2 CR2 lithium batteries, still readily available. Now for some personal experience. Right out of the box, I could tell this thing feels a bit cheap. I mean, the plastic body makes it super light, which is great for carrying it around, but it definitely doesn't have that solid feel that you get with higher end film cameras. And unfortunately, mine arrived a bit damaged. The seller didn't pack it very well, and when it showed up, one of the shutter blades had popped out of place in the back when you open it up, and I was honestly doubtful if it would even work. But I grabbed some tweezers, gently nudged the little blade back into position, it popped in, and to my surprise, I didn't break anything. The camera seemed to function, so I decided to load it up with Ilford XP2, which is my favorite film. It's a black and white film that you develop with the C41 color process. I went out and shot some random test photos, and honestly, the results were great. The autofocus was spot on, the metering seemed accurate, and every shot came back pretty much how I expected. The scans you're seeing here were done by thedarkroom.com, where I have my stuff developed. They're not a sponsor, by the way. In fact, this video is sponsored by nobody, just me sharing my honest experience. Now, all that being said, I wasn't totally in love with the camera. The shutter button felt mushy, and I noticed a delay between when I pressed it and when the shutter actually fired. Take a picture. Not a huge delay, but long enough that you could easily miss a shot. Especially if you're trying to catch a fleeting expression or any kind of action. It's definitely not ideal for fast-moving subjects. Overall, as a first film camera, for someone who just wants to get started, the Nikon N65 is honestly not bad. You can pick these up for next to nothing on eBay. I paid less than $30 for this with lens. Works. Nikon cameras in general have a reputation for lasting a long time, And aside from my particular shutter issue, this one still performed really well considering its age. Your experience may be different, especially with the shutter, but for a budget film shooter, it gets the job done. If you've used an N65 or F65, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear if anyone else has had the shutter delay issue, or if mine's just a little weird. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this, feel free to like, subscribe, and do all those things. I'll see you in the next video, where I will talk about another budget camera that I think is even better than this one.